If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial. If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Sun rolling over acres of farmland, shining the light on the world I grew up in. No name dirt roads about to get tore up, all going down in a town you never heard of. Hey everybody, welcome to the Common Folk Podcast with Ben, Morgan, and Andy.
Welcome back to Common Folk.
Let's go. Podcast for the people, by the people.
And he is sporting the Nebraska scarlet red. Look at that.
Yeah,
hat,
you better believe it.
hoodie.
Nebraska guy.
You
today.
better.
We're getting ready
Yep.
for the big game.
Mm-hmm. It's coming.
It's coming.
When is the big game?
Oh, Ben,
Thursday.
Thursday at 6:30.
What is the big game?
Oh, go
Well,
ahead,
okay,
sports
so-
announcer.
Yeah, so this is a historic time for Nebraska, and it's also kind of a reflection on the times that we live in right now. Nebraska basketball has never, ever won a NCAA tournament game in their existence. Something weird, like over 3,455 games, Nebraska has never won an NCAA tournament game.
Crazy.
Yeah, and you look at like a program like Duke, they got like 5 titles or whatever, you know what I mean? And I mean, even like your neighbors, like Iowa State, like it's a kind of a foregone conclusion. They're going to make the tournament.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
a bad year is when they don't make the tournament. Meanwhile, here's Nebraska that was 0-8 lifetime in the NCAA tournament. This year, a phenomenal year, strung together over 20 wins in a row to start the season. And it's just a really weird mix of seniors, transfers. One kid transferred into Nebraska to play for our hotshot coach, who was really hot at one time, Hoiberg, the mayor. And then he transferred out because, you know, there's greener pastures. There's better places to play basketball than Nebraska. Hey, can't argue. He actually transfers back. So, you know, so it's this weird collection of the coach's son. He leads the nation by a far margin of assist to turnover. That's like a really good indicator of a good point guard. And he's bulked up. Like, he's a short dude. I called multiple of his high school games.
I saw him on one of the
Isn't he only like 6 foot?
games.
I mean, he is just good.
If he had to get measured for your MLB,
He probably
might
would be 5'11".
Yeah, it might be closer to 5'10".
Yeah.
He does look super short out there, but man, he is feisty.
Yeah,
I like it.
And then our sixth man, he's also a Lincoln native from Lincoln Southwest. Called a couple of his games. He is so much fun. Frager's his name. He's a redshirt freshman. So you have all these things coming together. And Nebraska had the greatest year ever of Nebraska basketball. And the table was set to win their first tournament game, but all Nebraska fans were like, I don't know. Like, we just can't do it. We can't do it. I stuck my neck out there on our sports betting show, and I said, go all in, take the overs. I don't care what the point spread is. Nebraska's smashing that. They're smashing Troy. It doesn't matter. And Nebraska
Sure
did.
enough. Yeah.
And then they rode that momentum, won their next game.
Oh my God.
In dramatic
that was
fashion,
crazy.
right? Now we're off to
I
the Sweet
can't even
16 for the
explain.
first time in program history, and in a weird twist of event, we're playing Iowa.
I know Ben doesn't get it because he doesn't get involved.
He should get it.
That
This is big.
like crazy. No, like he gets it, but like his whole thought is, and you've said this before, well, I mean, I'm not that invested. I don't really personally know anybody on the team. I'm sitting here literally ready to throw up the last 5 minutes of the game. So nervous.
Right.
And I don't know any of them either, but I'm like freaking out.
You should. Well, and I do think that's what differentiates Nebraska from most universities and most, like, it's the only show in town, right? You get a lot of shade thrown out, like, oh, Dave Portnoy, the idiot from Barstool. He's like, well, yeah, but you can't underestimate a town that has nothing going on. And he's trying to, like, what a backhanded compliment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was like, and?
Yeah. So we support our teams and we support our university. That's a bad thing. You know, go
Yeah.
F yourself. But it does. It brings everybody together. And everybody knows somebody that's been there. You've been there.
I mean,
you know,
we,
you went
we went to school
Yep.
there.
So, yeah,
Anyways,
so-
yeah.
So, and it's just one of those things where everybody's on the same team, you could say.
And you like it. I'm not like trying to throw you under the bus, but you're
I
just
think
not
it's
that
cool.
invested.
Yeah. No,
in,
and in general, I was never like a basketball fan until
Right.
Joel started playing.
yeah. And
You know, and I like
played it.
and
so
I
I'm
like watching the game now because I
Yeah.
have been watching him and I kind of see it. But yeah, I mean, it's just in general sports.
This weird
doesn't get
collection
too
of
jacked
dudes is just so much fun. The more you learn about this team, the more you like them, the more you can root for them. And it's cool that the nation is now kind of taking notice and like, oh, that is cool. Rink Mast, a guy from overseas, he's like a 7th year type of a guy, had a devastating ACL injury, nursed himself back to health last year, stayed on the team as like an assistant coach. Now he's a player again. Like
Crazy.
We can't recreate this ever again. We'll never have another season like this. I hope we do, but I'm not betting on it.
Yeah.
But now I'm going into like, well, the universe is doing this now because Indiana just won the national championship in football. So it only makes sense that Nebraska is about to win their first Sweet 16
I mean,
tournament
wild.
game against Iowa. And take the overs, take the point spread. Nebraska's smashing Iowa. I'm saying it now.
You're pretty sure, huh?
I am.
they are split, and we're coming for the third game. Okay. It's going to happen.
Yep.
And there's a couple players that left Iowa to come to Nebraska. So,
Oh, just our leading all-time scorer ever, our 3-point record holder now. And
That
that's
would-
another – I haven't even talked
like-
about Price Sanford. Oh, my God.
I mean, come on. Like, is that crazy that you leave a school and then you're like, what? No, we're playing
Oh, I love
against
it. I
each
love
other?
it. We're going to smash Iowa. Oh, I love it.
So we'll have to
We're not
report.
gonna play. I'm gonna get. We'll get into it in our sports betting show that we're gonna that comes out Thursday morning. WTL.
That'll be good timing.
That show is rolling too. That's a lot of fun, of course. Just all these things lining up. It's so much fun.
Okay, well, tell everybody this where they can find that at. You said WTL.
Yeah, you just where's the line? You
Okay.
just type that into Spotify, Apple. We pop up. We actually just signed on with a new platform called Believe, and we've already seen tremendous growth. It's such a cool network, like-minded people. That just
Sweet.
Cool.
gearheads or not gearheads, sports heads. You could
Right,
say.
right, yep.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Yep.
really cool.
Ball
really cool
heads?
to see that.
Is that a thing?
Ballers, yeah, ball heads. I don't know.
Was that sounds weird.
It
Okay.
does sound weird.
Let me take that back.
No, but
His eyes over here, like what?
you noticed all the Nebraska stuff, and that was by design.
Oh, I
am
got it.
on board by 1,000.
They got you now,
I'll
right
be
now.
I'll be wearing that Thursday, no
Yep.
doubt.
All they had to do was give somebody in Nebraska a reason to cheer.
Mm-hmm.
And
Do you think
it's
they're going to
fine.
bring a ton of fans to Houston? They
Yes.
freaking better.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
it's already
that helped us win.
It's already like a 3-1.
Okay.
The aftermarket ticket sales or whatever that's allocated to each university, Nebraska's like now buying Iowa tickets.
Good.
It's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. We do have a better fan base.
There's some terrible stories. I mean, terrible stories coming out of Oklahoma City where the first round games were. Bars were closing at like 10:30.
Really?
Ran out of beer.
Oh, that's because Nebraska fans were there?
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
No,
So,
not one bit. And like they said, at the end of the Houston game, you couldn't even hear who won or the interviews after the game because everyone was cheering "Go Big Red" and the game hadn't even started. Like, come on.
It was pretty awesome. It's just so cool to see.
Just get on board. If you want to join a bandwagon, this is the time. Root for the Huskers.
Yep.
Wait, is this what we're talking about today? No.
No, but it is a good one of the reasons why I feel so good.
Okay.
It does have to do with that, and why not? Why not have some fun with it?
Right.
It's a joyous occasion.
I know.
So
Woo.
You gotta get those wins when you can, man.
And I think
Have
it will
fun.
just set, I mean, something has to happen, and then it sets people up to look at Nebraska a little
Right.
bit different. Then other players are like, okay, I think I can do this. Oh, and the coach is going to be there for another 7 years.
Yeah.
It's got to start somewhere.
It does. And you know what? Nebraska's waited a long time for any type of success in basketball.
Yeah.
Tasted it a little bit last year. Won kind of like a consolation type of a tournament called the Crown in Las Vegas. And people are, and rightfully so, make fun of it and make fun of Nebraska for winning that. And I love how Nebraska took the role of, you know what? We're happy we won that. We're happy we went.
Yeah.
We know where we're at and we know what kind of program we are. And so being the underdog fits Nebraska so well.
Yeah.
And even in football, it really, when Oklahoma in the Big 8 days was just this unbeatable force, and Nebraska was just always striving to beat Oklahoma. Like that kind of defined the program. Like Nebraska's really, really good. They're going to win 10 games this year, but they're not going to beat Oklahoma. That laid the foundation for all the success that we were able to have through the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. And then we kind of lost that. I would say part of the reason in the late 90s and early 2000s was we thought of ourselves as above it. We thought of ourselves as Alabama fans think of themselves now.
Okay. Yeah.
And that just doesn't fit our people.
Yeah.
But don't get it twisted. Nebraska was that good. So I can kind of see why that vanity creeped in like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Go Big Red. Go Big Red.
Big Red.
Like you said, hop on the bandwagon. And
Why
the more
not?
you learn about this team, the more you love them. It's quite a collection of characters.
I mean, and who doesn't have red in your closet?
Right.
You don't
Put it
have to
on,
say it's for
right?
USA. Just say it's for Nebraska.
You could.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is a hard segue here, but I grabbed this out of a local high school. When the textbooks get old and there gets to be a pile of lost and found stuff, and it's just free, take it, at the end of the year or end of midterms or whatever. I came across this box in a high school, and there was books and pamphlets and posters.
Okay.
They're like, take them, they're free. You don't take them, we're throwing them away at the end of the week. So I'm just kind of filing through it.
This happened to you recently, is what you're saying?
Oh, about a year ago, maybe
Okay.
2.
Yeah.
And I've been meaning to bring it on here and get you guys' feedback or thoughts or at least
Yeah.
a talking point. So I grabbed a couple posters, and I can remember seeing some of these posters in school when I was there. And so I just kind of want to roll them out, rehash them, and see what you guys think.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right?
Let's do it.
Oh, you
All right.
got-
And
you got
it's
'em.
it's very timely, too. What's going on the national stage. So I'm going to get this out, and I just want to get your guys' raw thoughts and emotions here. So there we go.
This is a poster that was hanging at
in the high school.
a high school.
And just in the hallways, or wherever.
So was this in small town Nebraska or what?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yep. So there we go.
Okay, so explain it for our listeners.
Well, let's see. It says, it's a promotional poster for the F-22 Raptor. So you could say for the Navy or Air Force, but this is a promotional. And this high school does have a big ROTC. That's a big part of what they do.
Yeah.
So I think there's probably more of these maybe floating around this particular high school than others. But I can remember seeing stuff like this.
So it says at the top here, it says air dominance for the 21st century. It says there are words for forces without air dominance. It's got a couple of photos. There is a photo of...
It says right there.
It says a destroyed MiG that's on the ground. So a word for these guys is grounded. There's a photo of, looks like an aircraft carrier. What's that say? It says an Iranian frigate.
Yeah, warship, a burning Iranian warship.
And it says sunk. and then an Iraqi road convoy that looks like we must have attacked, and it says roadkill.
Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 different vehicles, military vehicles, all exploded on this road.
And then at the bottom it says the F-22 Raptor, enabling joint warfare, ensuring joint victory. Air Force History and Museums Program.
Yeah. So what are your first
Interesting.
thoughts? This is just hanging up in a high school.
I mean,
too.
I don't like girls' standpoint. Like I would have seen this and just thought like movie.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have thought I want to join.
What about what year do you think this was hanging?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think looking at when the F-22 Raptor came out would probably give you a good idea of that. I look at this and think, I don't know, 97?
Yeah, I was
98?
thinking like early 90s or
Late 90s?
80s.
So it says Raptor came out in 97.
Oh,
Wow,
Andy.
how about that? What a guess.
Damn,
That
boy.
was a straight up guess, too.
It says it made its first flight, but then it says it entered service in the Air Force in 2005. So, probably early 2000s. So like what, if we think about what was going on at that time, it was
Coming off one of
the war
yeah,
that we talked
were we
about
still doing-
recently.
In
was it
92?
still
Gulf?
that Desert Storm.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
and you'd have to assume that's where a lot of these photos came from. And I guess the MiG being shot out of the sky, this aircraft carrier or warship being sunk, that was all delivered by the F-22 Raptor.
But like, what is the point of this poster? To tell you that we badass and we do this?
Yeah, I think it's a promotional
Like,
piece to
that's
join
what I'm wondering.
the
That's
to join
what
the
the Air
Navy,
Force-
right?
Yeah, it's got to
Air
be.
Force?
It's got to be a.
But it seems very passive. Like if you
Well,
want
that's
someone
what that's what I'm saying and that's what it is. It's like, hey, just take a look at this and like the feelings that it incites. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You got high school kids who are highly impressionable.
Mm-hmm.
yes.
You got especially boys who are, full of piss and vinegar.
Yep.
And ready to fight.
Mm-hmm.
And they see this and they think we're the best in the world. We've got all the cool shit. Awesome, let's go.
So
Right?
and that's what
So
I'm
that's the-
saying.
that's
Would
the
you
idea.
guys look at that and think, "Oh my gosh, I want to do this"? Because I personally would not.
Well, I look at that and
What do
think,
you think, Andy?
I do want the F-22 Raptor on my side. When I look at that.
I just wonder what. Yeah, it just seems like, wow, that was in a school. That it's actually kind of surprising. There's no way you would see this in a school today.
Yeah, there is.
You think?
You see stuff like this all the time.
You do?
It's just packaged better, wrapped
Okay.
better. And I'll be honest, when I was in my teens, I thought this stuff was pretty cool, and even in college, I thought this was pretty, like you said, badass.
Yeah.
I'd look at that and think, hell yeah. Now, I look
It's
at
a
this
little
with
bit different.
with an entirely different.
Weird, yeah. It's weird how the
It
perspective
is
changes.
because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, there's people in there that died. That's my first thought when I saw this. Not, wow, this is badass. But again, this is a 44-year-old perspective.
Well, that's what I wanted to get out of you. Like, what is your initial thought when you see that? Is it cool or yeah?
And it's if you think about like on our side of things, like if in anything over the last 20, 30 years, whatever, where we've seen a group of our soldiers attacked, and there may or may not have been photos. Most of them there isn't, but if there was something you could see and how everyone over here felt and reacted, you wonder, okay, what was it like over on the other side? The people who were doing the attacking, were they posting pictures of like, look at these
Sure.
Americans we blew up, blah blah, look how badass we are. It's I don't know, war, man. It's like this thing that we've been going through the last couple of weeks with Iran.
Yeah, and this is an Iranian warship.
And that's what's wild about this is
Yeah.
this is early 2000s. I don't know if you want to call it propaganda. It's not really propaganda, but it's kind of
it's in there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going on here.
yeah,
Yeah.
talking about Iran and Iraq, right?
Yeah.
And here we are over 20 years later, still talking about Iran and fighting them and bombing them and all this kind of stuff. I mean, it just makes you think, when you see
I should probably take this poster back to school so you can hang it up.
I know,
they
right?
would 100% if you hung that up right now, any kid that sees that would 100% think that happened in the last few weeks.
Sure. You just have to put F-22 Raptor, put like the new
I think the
drone.
F-22 is still, well, the drone for sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 It's, yeah. And you said like with the perspectives, I mean, when I was in high school and for a number of years, you know, outside of high school and whatever else, I would have felt like, yeah, let's go, let's fight. You know, these people want to come and, you know, threaten us. No, that ain't going to happen. You know, like you got that drive, that anger. But then I guess it's just with the experience, you see all sides of things and you start considering like the human toll.
Yeah.
I think when you become a parent,
Right.
you know, you start seeing your kid in some of these things and it just really changes your perspective.
Big time. And then also like you don't have to dig too far or too much to think, okay, who is going to war here or there? Who's this actually benefiting? What good is this doing for the overall good? Not only just for Americans and our sovereignty.
100%.
But like what is actually happening here? And you can go down that road to the World War I, even World War II. We're conditioned to think, oh, it's a good thing we bombed the living shit out of Japan. Isn't that good? Because it ended the war. Like, well, you get to studying World War II. Wasn't it already kind of over? Like, the timing there was kind of weird.
Right. And
did we have to do that to a couple towns, a couple cities, metropolitan areas?
Yeah.
Those kids weren't asking for that.
But then, you know, you're going to have people on the other side saying, well, Pearl Harbor, man. Like, you know, they're the ones that decided to attack Pearl Harbor, so they got what they had coming. And,
God damn it.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, you can see some of that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, this is muddy.
It's muddy. The problem with war, too, is like, or just the conflict in general, is that you can't just sit back and take it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
because if you just sit back and take it, you're just gonna get your ass kicked, and you're gonna be dominated, and you're gonna eventually go away. So it's like we have to have some kind of like you know attack, right?
Well, you got to have a defense.
We have to have some kind of offense, offense, defense, all the above, rather than just trusting in in people doing the right thing.
And another thing, like with this poster here, which, as an adult, obviously my perspective has grossly changed because, I look at that convoy of vehicles here blown up and I think, man, there's probably a lot of young men there that were just doing what they were told. They weren't chanting death to America. They weren't hoping to kill my children.
I just don't like.
They're just driving a truck and then it's over.
I don't like
courtesy of
how it says roadkill. Like that is really, that's a really harsh 2 words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
on
that's
that
another
poster.
thing. You're
roadkill. That's what we say to hitting a deer.
An Iraqi road convoy. So you're comparing Iraqi young men to a skunk you ran over.
I just don't like that at all.
You're imprinting that picture. But I will also say, like this probably, we talk about the modern day psyche of kids and how fragile they are. Think about going back then. I could see where looking at a poster like this made you feel more safe, better about yourself, like you are on the right team and you don't have to worry about this happening to you because we got the F-22 Raptor on our side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like there's probably, I don't know, some weird, I don't know.
What does that mean? There are words for forces without air dominance.
They're basically making fun of them. They're saying that we have air dominance. We're the United States Air Force, and then they're saying all these other people who don't have that. Here's what they are: they're roadkill, they're grounded, they're sunk.
They call it a MiG-23 jet fighter. We call it grounded. That's the word for us.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Their word for it is a MiG-23. Our word is grounded.
Yeah,
and it's hard to argue.
And it's correct. I mean, we win. We have superiority, especially in the air.
I mean, and you could say World War II was won in the air. Mm-hmm. So,
it's crazy actually when it's just sitting there looking at it. It's ugh.
And you just walk by this every day, multiple times through your hallway, and it's just imprinting. Like you don't even know what's happening.
Yeah.
And I can remember when I was a young man in college, and one of these conflicts cropped up. Well, obviously 9/11, and we're just fed all the all the bombs going off, all the bombs we were dropping, our air support just lighting up the sky. And we're rejoicing in it. We're like, hell yeah. Toby Keith come out with a song, Put a Boot Up Your Ass, American Way.
Yep.
And we're listening to country music celebrating blowing these motherfuckers up. I don't know. Just looking back at it all, there's a lot. I don't know. I don't
know. And
I want to get your guys' thought on
and
this.
when you're saying that, of course, like when you're talking about offense, defense too, my head also goes to when you're presented to fight, of course you want to win. Mm-hmm. So you do everything to win. In the moment, you're not thinking about what happens, the after effect.
Right.
But it's tough
tough
to swallow.
I love having a military, and I love having what I think is the best military in the world.
Yeah.
We spend a lot more than anybody else.
Yeah, and I'm thankful for everybody's service and all the things that they do for us. But dang, it just seems crazy.
Yeah, I'm on the same page with you. It's one of those things where like it kind of has to exist. So I'm glad. I'm definitely glad that we have the best one. But I really hate that it has to be that way. Mm-hmm. Right. That we have to have that kind of dominance in order to
just enjoy everyday life,
or at least believe that we're safe. But I don't know. It's it's interesting thinking about if there's kids, like if that is, like you said, if that is up today, if people listening, with us listening or talking about this, if our son, is at school and he's seeing things like this on the wall and whatever, he's probably not coming home and talking about it.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have been, hey, Mom, Dad, I saw this poster today. Like they were talking about killing these Iraqis. Like, what do you think? You know what I mean? And it's and our kids really need our perspective. Mm-hmm. Like when we first attacked Iran a week or two ago, whatever it was, it was on the news. We're cooking dinner, whatever, and my son comes walking in, and I've said this on the podcast before. We said something like, "Well, that's what happens when you kill your own people." So that's the perspective that he's got, which he's not wrong. That was happening. Let's talk about all the rest of it as well. You know what I mean? Let's talk about the whole picture. That's not the only thing that happened, So trying to have those conversations with your kids,
This is just a sliver of what I believe is going on now, especially with COD, Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Because you're actively grounding that MiG-23. Mm-hmm. You're not just looking at that image a couple times a day walking down the hallway. You're doing it. Yeah, you're doing it. You're actively doing it. And those empires, video games, have become so big, and we're just numb to it now. And I bet, you could actually just fly your own F-22 Raptor. Shoot, back in my day, we had a pretty cool airstrike type of a video game where I could be any jet fighter I wanted to. From the end of World War I all the way up until whatever we're doing at the time.
Yeah.
Whatever country we were bombing over there at that time.
It'd be interesting. You should ask Ashley to walk through the high school and videotape any posters that she sees, and I guarantee they're not anything like that.
No, this is pretty blatant and in your face, but I just think shows
we've
you
gotten
the evolution
again.
of
Yes,
stuff.
we've gotten soft. What would something like that look like today? Nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying again that this would be bad for people to see. I do think there's other avenues. Like I know at where Joel goes to school, they had like career day, so they had all these people up, and of course they have their posters and they're trying. The kids are talking, and Joel had to do he did a 3-minute. What do you do? Plank. So they were like, yes.
With the
and
army,
he got an army
guys,
t-shirt.
Okay.
Like he was like one of the only ones. And they were like, you're ready to join. He's like, but he didn't come home and was like, he was proud to show us the shirt, but he wasn't like, so anyways.
I'm proud of your boy. Cause I think there's something crazy, like only 20 some odd % of
dude, it's super low. Yeah. I think we talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah. He was
it was like
eligible.
It was in the 20% of our youth.
Yeah. Are eligible.
Yeah. Even qualifies to even go out for it.
But it's just,
fitness.
interesting to see this in, a good topic, because I don't think I would have thought about, some of the stuff back in the day.
I've had this for a while now. And then, we just started this new conflict with Iran with all these questions about it. And like this poster is portraying, we are dominating. Like you can talk about, but we have 12 casualties. We're at war and we only have 12 casualties. Like, what are we talking about? We've put the number of things that have just been grounded and sunk
Yeah.
on their front is unreal. It's so staggering, just the domination that you could say America and Israel has put through towards Iran right now. So, I just looked at this, and my first thought was back in the day when I was a young man, I thought, hell yeah, but it's just not
your take now.
Not my take now, and I want to see if this kind of sets in on you as well. I kind of get the feeling, and it's been described as only like a hunter has it or can understand it, and it's that little bit of remorse when you're standing there with your deer that you just killed or a turkey, and you feel like remorse. You feel sorry for the animal, but overall you're so excited. You know, you're going to have a cool shoulder mount. You're providing venison for your family. We just had deer steaks last night.
Yeah.
They're so good. And you got just healthy protein. You're taking from the land that you're taking care of. You know, we take care of our range
Yeah.
as best we can. I look at this blown up vehicle and I think, God damn it. You know, that's like you said, that somebody died. You know, so like I'm happy that our troops aren't going to die, but why did theirs have to die? You know?
Yeah.
Isn't there a better
Right.
way than to just send a raptor to it? And
Well, and I think
I don't know.
our soldiers go through some of that. You
They
know
ha-
what I mean?
oh,
Like
yeah.
that's part of what they carry with them the rest of their life. If they so much of war anymore, I think gives us the ability to do really destructive things and never have to look at it. But there is still a lot of guys and ladies who are involved in doing things that they do have to look at.
Well, I'm saying I get that feeling just looking at these images.
Yeah, and I think something I had heard one time, like our drone pilots right now
Oh, yeah.
are like some of the most troubled folks mentally
Yeah.
in the military.
I bet.
Because the amount of killing that they're having to do and destruction, and they're watching it on cameras.
Yeah.
It's it's
Well,
real. It takes a real toll.
You've seen some of those videos just from the Ukrainian war where Russian soldiers like,
If you're a small business owner, you already know what it takes to keep everything moving. You're juggling customers, invoices, and about 100 decisions every day. Thankfully, taxes don't have to be one more thing on that list. With Intuit TurboTax, you can get your business taxes done for you with a full-service expert. TurboTax matches you with your dedicated tax expert who knows your industry, understands your business write-offs, and gives you the personalized advice your business deserves. Upload your documents right in the app, hand everything off, and still feel like you're in the loop the whole way through. You can even get real-time updates on your expert's progress right in the app, which makes it so much easier to stay on track. And you can get unlimited expert help at no extra cost, even on nights and weekends during tax season. Visit TurboTax.com to get matched with an expert today. Only available with TurboTax full-service experts.
he knows he's been had. He sees the drone, so he just drops his weapons, goes to his knees, and starts praying, and just watches the drone come in, and the drone just goes over top of him, gets real close, and then goes
Yep.
white.
Yep.
Like that.
Wow.
Shit, I don't even like to watch that.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
it's wild.
So, and that's what I'm saying. Like this poster is old news. This is so lame, watered down compared to what we're being fed, what we're being seen. When I talk about the video games, that video of the drone pilots, that's just being put out on TikTok.
Yeah.
Well, and
Shit.
again,
And
yeah.
you're not going to get away from it. It's not like I go on TikTok and search that shit.
Yeah.
No, we've talked about that. The kids are seeing, the killings and the shootings that happen at the bar and just instantly,
Yeah.
it's this. I don't know that this would do much for somebody at
That's what I'm
their
saying.
age.
This is watered
It's black
down.
and white pictures, and they're like, okay, that's old. Next,
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that on Call of Duty last night.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Yeah.
I-
So,
I sunk 15 of those damn
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's what I was saying earlier. That's where we as parents have to come in and make sure they have the full picture.
Yeah.
I guess no matter what side you're on. What's interesting to me about this is that everything that we're fed right now, especially through social media, is like how freaking bad it is right now, how intense everything is, how crazy it is. The world's coming to an end. Donald Trump's making all the bad decisions. He's gonna crush the United States. We're screwed. All these kinds of things, right? You just hear this over and over and over and over. Yeah. But when you look at something like this, and this was 20 years ago, the same kind of shit was going on.
Exact same
and
stuff.
it was probably worse. I don't know. Can you say that?
I don't know if it was worse or not, but the point is that it's the same stuff has already happened or has continued to go on. I mean, it really hasn't quit.
No.
Yeah.
It's just the intensity at which, social media influencers want to talk about it.
Yeah, we're not waiting for a newspaper or listening to AM radio. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's shoved in our faces.
No, conflict in the Middle East. It's just like this headline that it's the gift that keeps on giving, right?
Yeah.
Like you never have to get off of it. You never have to move off of it. And
I don't remember a time in my life where there wasn't some kind of conflict in the Middle East.
Never. I think last 2,000 years or so. Something like
really?
that. Yeah.
It's like just always ongoing.
Yeah.
I mean,
we can't
that's what you
get by
think,
it.
but I didn't know if there really ever was an end. So it's interesting that you said that.
Well, I think
I've
it's
never
2,000
really
years.
thought.
I'm talking about like that's when most of the recorded stuff starts happening. That was the birth of Jesus Christ,
right? Yeah, but But I thought like Trump said this is ending soon.
He said a lot of things.
All right, we won't get into that.
Yeah,
but
I wanted to mirror what's going on right now and that. But I also thought that too, Ben. Like it's pretty interesting that here we have right there an Iranian battleship. Like nothing's changed.
Yeah,
the ball just keeps bouncing.
And I think if you and they have polled, but if we were to get an honest poll on the pulse of the American people, we don't want our boys and girls in these wars.
Right.
I mean, in general, I think the overwhelming majority does not support this shit, doesn't want it. And I think the American people as a whole they're just kind of getting tired of the same old, and there's no results. It's like you can almost stomach it for a short period of time if something actually changes and gets better. But it doesn't seem like it ever has.
Yeah.
So you're just like,
you're
what
fighting
are we doing?
for nothing.
Enough is enough.
This poster could have just changed a couple words. Could have been printed out yesterday.
I heard the craziest thing on the radio. I think it was yesterday. They were interviewing this guy who was the he was like a special envoy to Iran or something. I can't remember what his particular title was, but he was like an expert in Iran, but he's an American, right? So he's kind of like a communication guy or something, whatever.
All right.
So they're talking to him, and they're like, well, what what happens next? And he was like, well, what happens next is, whoever is going to be in charge in Iran is going to negotiate with Donald Trump. They're going to come to some kind of agreement that neither one fully likes, but they'll agree on it. Mm-hmm. And then the U.S. is going to turn around, and part of Iran's demands is going to be that the U.S. pays them for all the destruction they created, and the U.S. will. Mm-hmm. And he said that, and then they just went right on, and they talked about a bunch of other things. He just said that in passing, but I never thought about that. I mean, think about how insane this is.
So
I mean, think about this.
I know
we are going to blow the shit out of you, okay? And we're going to tell all
that
of our.
Sounded bad.
Yeah. That's why I laughed. I'm like, did you catch your own self
We're going to blow up the shit out of you.
There you go.
Thanks.
It's like okay. Got you. I got you.
And we're going to tell all of our people how devastating this is, how we just are freaking dominating you.
Yeah.
We're going to be shooting $1 million missiles, and $1 million planes are going over, and all these kinds of, we're doing all these crazy things. We're just going to annihilate this place.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Iran, that's what we're doing to you. All right, so then it gets done, and then, okay, so now you're ready to surrender. Okay, yeah, now you're ready to come to our terms. All right, cool. Now here's all the money. Go ahead and fix all that stuff that we blew up.
Yeah, that does sound so dumb.
Let's go ahead. I mean, what in the dude? Like,
have you?
And they don't talk about that.
Well, they wouldn't want anybody to know that. Of course not.
And of course, who's paying for it? Who always pays for it?
And we get to claim we won.
Well, so
we're going to send them billions, trillions of dollars to rebuild their infrastructure.
Kind of.
I mean, if you think about it, I always kind of wondered this. Like you see all these photos of all these places that we annihilate, and you see the photos,
Hiroshima.
you see the videos. Yeah, and I always wonder, like,
Hiroshima.
how did those people rebuild? How could they have actually rebuilt? Like, I've been on construction sites. I've been in places where they've demolished a building intentionally, and what it takes to clean it up. Where does it all go? Where does the money come from to rebuild the things, to get the people their houses, to get the schools back, all the different, the infrastructure, the power lines and the sewer, all the things that you can think of. A country like that doesn't just go, oh, yep, there we go. In 2 months, we're back up and running on their own.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know a little bit about Dick Cheney, right?
A little bit, yeah.
I think he's kind of who you're targeting here. And that's kind of what I get to is like, well, who does this actually benefit? The last couple of wars, following 9/11, there weren't even open bids to rebuild some of that shit. He just, his personal companies took all the responsibility for the black ops security type shit, the security, which you need that for the construction workers themselves, the construction materials. That was all his just personal company after he was one of the heads of pushing that through to bomb the shit out of you. And then he knows on the back end that, oh, my companies are going to be the ones rebuilding this.
Yeah, I'm going to send my guys over there. The American government's going to pay my guys to rebuild the destruction that...
No conflict of interest there, huh?
Yeah.
That's probably another reason why we're doing that. Doing wars and stuff. Like, guys, this is all freaking twisted. I don't get it.
It's so unbelievable, dude.
It is.
It is sad.
And, I didn't know we were going to go down that road, but that's definitely part of it. And if you want to... Sean Ryan's talked about that stuff quite a bit, and I think that was a big reason why he got so big so fast was him bringing light to a lot of these things. But it's all there. It's all blatant and just right in front of your face.
It's right in front of your face, but it's not really. You kind of have to dig a little bit or know where to go find it.
Well, it's not
for
fun
like
to
the
it's not
American.
Fun to think about.
No,
it's not fun to talk about either.
Well, yeah, true.
What's more fun, riding a F-22 Raptor and blowing some shit up, or the long game where, oh yeah, we're gonna, kill a few thousand people, bomb some buildings, but my company gets to rebuild it. I secured the contracts before the war even started.
Yay.
You know what else blows my mind is we were talking about sports earlier and war in sports. I don't understand how you can hate somebody so much that you want to decimate their country, you want to decimate everything, their way of life and all that, but then you invite them to come play soccer, and they do it. I don't get it.
So are you telling me that what the public and the people actually think might be different than what a government's is feeding to the public, to the people?
Right.
We'd rather just enjoy a soccer game rather than actually blowing up a fucking apartment building or even a goddamn battleship.
Yeah.
We'd rather just, maybe have a beer, place a couple bets on the over or the under, and just enjoy a soccer game.
It's just wild. I mean, how does a country how the country that's being you're fighting each other? How does the one say, yeah, it's okay, my people can go over there and play sports in your country while we're bombing the shit out of each other?
We're at war with you while you're chanting death to America.
Isn't it like you either like them or you don't like them?
Well, didn't you say that when the USA baseball team was playing? Who were we just
Well, we beat
lost
the shit
to?
out of Canada.
No, but who did we just lose
We were playing
to?
Venezuela.
Oh, yeah, Venezuela. And Ben's like, well, didn't we just
Yeah, that's
capture your
another one.
guy?
I'm like, what's even going on in Venezuela right now? But yet we're playing baseball against them.
I think we got, and when I say we, I'm saying United States.
Yeah.
I think we put the person in power that we wanted.
Yeah,
so we can play
that's
baseball
what
again.
happened.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But
We can
that
play
is
baseball
weird
again.
when you say that.
Well, so is that better or worse? Just really flex and show how dominant the United States is, and just do a covert option, just grab that guy, bring him over, put in a new guy, or make a big production out of it. Iran's used to this stuff. They know the drill.
Yeah.
Let's send over some fucking F-22 Raptors, blow some shit up.
Yeah.
What's better?
Right.
Yeah.
I guess I like Venezuela. Just
right.
put it out there in front of you that, hey, if we want you, we got you. Doesn't matter if you're a president.
Yeah, just be
Doesn't
done
matter
with
if you have air security, drones.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Also shows you how archaic and old war machines are.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Right.
But I don't know. I just saw this poster and it just struck a chord with me. Like, goddamn.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Glad you brought it in.
And just just the evolution of my feelings towards it. Because I know when I was a young man, I would have been like, hell yeah, roadkill. You know, they deserve it, like what Joel was saying. Well, that's what happens. That's what happens.
Yep.
You fucking mess with the United States, or you treating your own people wrong.
Yep.
We'll police that for you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Roadkill.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough thing to think about because you gotta have wolves. You know what I mean? But it sucks that you gotta have them.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe we'll get into this on a different recording, or bring somebody in that knows what the hell they're talking about. But it has to do with that dichotomy. And where I was going with this was somewhere along the line, humans, Homo sapiens, we stopped doing the general rule, the general order of things, and that is the biggest, strongest, basically meanest gets to call all the shots, call the rules. Your pack, your group is going to follow what he says, even though he's might not be the smartest, might not be the best. Dude, he's the strongest, and he can defend himself. He can defend this. We are all listening to him. We got to a point where, you know, some scrawny assholes like me that lie about how tall I am, are like, hey, what if we just decide when he's not looking, let's just jump him and beat the shit out of him, and then we'll do a vote, and then we'll just kind of like, we'll all together figure this out. Is it good? Is it bad? Like, you know, like we don't follow that
in enough to not have to.
Yeah, but it screws up everything.
Yeah, and we've touched on this before. I just pulled it up again. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and that's what puts all this stuff in motion. So at the very bottom of that, the very first need is physiological needs, meaning air, water, food, shelter, sleep, those types of things. The types of things that the strongest can provide you.
Yeah.
Right? The second is safety.
Yeah.
That's the type of thing that the strongest can provide you.
Right.
Neither one of these has anything to do necessarily with someone being the smartest one that can make, you know, the best math decisions or whatever. Right. It's more physical stuff, and then it kind of goes up from there where you get into some of those other things. But where we are today is we're so privileged. All those lower level things or those first level things are also taken care of that we just don't even think about them.
Don't even think about it. And you also don't think about, well, you do have to answer to somebody.
Yeah.
You know, there are rules. And if there was just one big over, you could even think of like the good old days of the mafia. Like a lot of people talked about, you know, early New York was, dude, there was way less crime when the mafia was in our neighborhood and kept order. Isn't that weird to think of? Yeah. Well, of course it was a lot cleaner and things ran on time, and you didn't have like just little gangs cropping up here and there and causing trouble. Because if you did, you got to pay with your life. Yeah. You're wiped out of here. Yeah. You know, the Don's gonna hear about it, and you are gone. You are eliminated. Yeah. We take the Don out of the picture, and is it better?
But see, and I'm thinking of Survivor just recently. Whatever, they had a tribe swap. Okay, one tribe has. There's 3 tribes. This one tribe has a bunch of smart people. They're not strong.
They set it up on purpose, right?
No. Way, right? You have to pick buffs. Like, no, this was after the swap, but they had one strong guy. Well, they lost a challenge. It was like a nail biter. Guess what? They decide to vote the strongest guy off. I'm sitting there like, are you freaking kidding me? The next challenge y'all are going to take. You guys, they couldn't even move a boat that these other 2 teams could because they had strong people. It was like, are you guys 6 of you are that dumb? Yeah. You couldn't even finish the task. Now you're going to tribal council again to vote off another weak link. Don't you think you should have kept your strongest guy? Like, dumb.
That's again, a funny reflection.
Yeah, it was crazy. We're all just watching like, you guys kind of need Q. Nope. Voted him off.
Yeah,
he's too dangerous.
I'd love to talk to like a historian buff, like, and sprinkle in some psychology there. Like, where are we now? Like, is it better? Yeah. Or would it be better if we just had and I think part of the reason why our president got elected was because he at least conveyed that message. He showed you power. He at least said, you know.
He said the things.
I
don't know that he's done any of the things.
I was thinking about earlier, just right before all this that we got into, where you're talking about folks, who want to fight and things like that. And we're talking about the wolves. And what applies really well to this is like a saying that I've heard about politics and power. And I'm sure you've heard this, but this applies as well with like fighting and war. And it's something along the lines of those who want power rarely deserve it. And those who deserve power rarely want it.
Yeah.
And it applies to this as well. Those who want to fight, those who want war, they shouldn't get it.
Right.
But those that don't, those that would prefer it not to be, are the ones that should be in charge of it.
Yeah. I like that a lot. Mm-hmm. And I think if you had that even kill mindset as a nation, as a country, as a person that makes up that nation, other nations wouldn't even try.
God, you would just be so much better.
Why would you want to?
Yeah.
And you wouldn't want to invade. You wouldn't want to mess with that whole scene over there because, man, they're confident they can kick ass. They know they can kick ass.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's a powerful statement. I mean, or saying.
We'll be sure to put this poster up.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can get it directly on iTunes and stuff, but we'll definitely have it on our YouTube,
yeah.
And some of our other social media outlets. I'm sure you'll put up on Farm Focus, but so people can actually look at this poster, see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We can take a picture of it right now and put it on Common Folk Instagram.
On the gram?
Yep.
Get it on the gram.
Yep.
Huh.
It would be funny if someone looks it up and it's the exact same poster that came out like 3 weeks ago. Instead of F-22 Raptor, it's like the new drone,
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Everything stays the same.
That's right, man. No, that's wild.
Yeah.
Well, good discussion. Unfortunately, that is the hot topic in the world right now, and hopefully it's not for much longer, but it's not looking too good.
Yeah.
As far as the amount of time that this is going to take.
Yeah. We're back at war.
Yep.
So,
all right, man. Anything else?
That's it.
go Big Red.
Yeah.
Big Red.
Back
All
to
right.
sports.
Back to the game on Thursday.
All right. Peace.
All right, see ya.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial. If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.